welcome to Judgment Day. We've got a very special all-dragon episode for you, so don't go anywhere.
Today on Judgment Day, we're taking a look at Panzer Dragoon Orta for the Xbox, Dragon Ball Z for PlayStation 2, Dragon's Lair 3D, and on the Game Boy Advance, it's Spyro the Dragon Season of Flame. First Dragon game we're going to talk about is Panzer Dragoon Orta from Sega for the Xbox. What'd you think?
Well, you know, here's a game that is a forced scroll, as we call it in the industry. Right. The game is on rails. You don't actually control the dragon, but you have the left and right triggers that, you know, kind of switch the view of the character.
So you can shoot at bad guys in any direction around the dragon.
And you don't move the dragon at all.
Well, and that's the thing. You get attacked from all sides. And I was actually thinking about this. I was a bit disappointed that this game was a rail shooter again, and that was always my big complaint about the original Panzer Dragoon games as well. But how could you do this game any differently? You've got creatures coming at you from every single conceivable angle. You've got to be able to whip around and take care of them. How could you do that and fly at the same time? I think you'd have to make it a two-player game with one person controlling the dragon and one person shooting, which would be cool.
That would be one cool idea. The other cool idea is every single flight simulator ever does that. You can fly and shoot.
You can fly and shoot, but you have to shoot in a direction.
All different angles?
Yeah, you have to shoot at the same angle that you're flying. It's a throwback to the old scrolling days in the 80s arcade games where you would just shoot all the time and shoot everything that moves.
That's the problem, though, is that it suffers from being too repetitive. You finish a level, and it's like you want to do something new or do some other flying mission. You know, like Star Fox Adventures, a game like that where you do a bunch of different things. This, it's like, okay, we got to do it all again. So to me, although the backgrounds are beautiful and they do change, to me it wasn't enough to keep holding my interest every single time.
You do get into situations where you're wailing through tunnels and stuff like that, and it's a different sort of dynamic.
You have to get out of the way of things sometimes.
You know, slightly different gameplay aesthetic. I agree, you're always on the dragon, and you always have to deal with flying and shooting, but sometimes you're just wailing super fast, and the boss battles are always different.
Now, some of these bosses are unbelievably big and huge and just freaky looking. I liked getting to the boss levels just to see the different unique bosses.
The overall aesthetic of Panzer Dragoon has always been incredible, and with the Xbox hardware, you've got graphics that will blow your mind. The environments are gorgeous, beautiful water, beautiful waterfalls. There's actually a level where you're shooting at guys as you're flying along, and you're shooting sideways, and you're passing by all of these waterfalls, and you'll see your shots sort of get diffused as you shoot them through the waterfall. It's a beautiful effect. Some of the best graphics I've ever seen on the Xbox. The world that's created is captivating enough. Even if it does get repetitive just shooting everything, I still had a ton of fun with this game. It's very difficult, though. That's one thing that you have to keep in mind. It's a gamer's game. You've got to be able to be quick with the old thumb control there because you're going to be pummeled by bad guys. But the rewards are worth it. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 7.
On the positive side, this game features stunning vistas, beautiful graphics, incredible worlds to explore. The audio in this game is stupendous, a very good job with 5.1 surround sound. And there aren't a ton of these arcade-style shooters for the Xbox, so this one fits that niche quite nicely.
On the negative side, the game is always on tracks, and you never get to control the dragon. Although the gameplay and action are fun, it does get repetitive quickly. At the end of the day, this game is not an easy game, definitely for the hardcore gamer.
All right, next Dragon game we're talking about is Dragon Ball Z from Infogrames for the PlayStation 2. What'd you think?
Dragon Balls.
No, it's Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Balls.
Did you like all the crazy characters in there?
No.
Come on. You didn't like Piccolo with the
what's with this little kid, Gonad?
You didn't like Gohan?
Gonad?
Gohan.
Oh, I don't know.
You didn't like Gohan?
No!
I like the characters. They all had their own distinctive personality traits and their own special powers. I didn't like that creepy guy with the sort of long johns with the no butt thing, and his butt's hanging out. That was weird.
I didn't like that.
No, that's very strange.
Didn't like that.
No one, that's wrong.
music
I love
going
it.
on, so it's like, Dragon, 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 welcome to Dragon Ball. You know, so you have that whole thing going on, which is always fun.
That's very fun.
It's kind of like an RPG fighting game. You know, you have this kind of...
It's very unique, isn't it? I mean, I was expecting this game to blow. I thought it was really just going to be a total waste of time. I sat down, I played it, and yes, the fighting in the game is not as deep, it's not as rewarding, it's not as fluid as what you'd find in Tekken or Virtual Fighter or Dead or Alive.
Right. Oh, but you gotta love that great storyline and awesome dialogue.
What? How did you? Look at that. I got your tail.
I do love it.
Wow,
that was
come
the thing.
on.
I don't know anything.
That's the cheesy, such
I know, and
cheesy
that's
stuff
what
going on.
I was laughing my butt off.
Oh,
I
you're a
couldn't
cheesy
believe.
guy, I
I am kind of cheesy, but I couldn't believe how fun and how silly and how crazy it was.
Stop it! Let that go!
I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z. I've never watched the show before. I didn't know anything about the history, but I got into the storyline. There's all kinds of characters being introduced. They're fighting all over the place. They're flying and hovering and throwing.
Completely over the top.
Very
Now,
over the top.
Now, Dragon Ball's fans are going to love this
Oh, yeah.
game. They're absolutely going to go crazy and bonkers for the game. Now, if you're not into Dragon Balls, then you may not be into this game.
I don't know.
I know I'm not into Dragon Balls.
There's
This
a lot
game,
of entertaining stuff in here, though. Didn't you start to enjoy the fighting and sort of...
No.
You didn't enjoy the fighting. I got into the fighting.
They do have a skill edit mode, though, so you can go in there and change your character's fighting abilities and combos and things like that.
Not impressed by the backgrounds in this game. They could have put a little bit more effort into the background art.
3 polygons would have been nice.
Not that cool, but I did like the fact that you're flying and floating and attacking with power weapons and projectiles and just some nice
Why do you...
big punch moves in there,
Why,
too.
I was fighting, and then why do you float in the air?
I don't know, man, but it's cool.
You don't even know.
It's different. I don't
just
know anything
because.
about it.
It is fun, though. It is better than I thought it would be.
It was a pleasant surprise.
And it's not just fighting, too. There's this area where you have to keep this dude in the beam. And
The minigame elements are kind of cool, and it helps to sort of flesh out the whole experience of the game, because at the end of the day, the fighting isn't as good as some of the others out there. What are you going to give this one?
I'm giving it a 6.
I like this game. I'm going to give it a 7.5. I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z, but after playing this, I want to know more. On the positive side, there are 23 different characters to play with and unlock throughout the game. The story mode is tons of fun with cool sagas split up into episodes for you to enjoy. And best of all, this game is fun even if you don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z.
On the negative side, it isn't the best fighting game out there. If you're not familiar with the license, you may not be into this game too much. And the dialogue and the storyline was so overly cheesy, it actually turned me off a bit.
Stick around. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Spyro the Dragon.